Hey everyone, welcome back to Code with Poonam. Today is day 27 of our 100 days of coding challenge in JavaScript. Today we are diving into another interesting string manipulation problem, that is finding the length of the longest word in a string. This is a great challenge to test our understanding of array methods and string operation. So let's get started with it and we will move to our VS Code. If we see in the VS Code, the question is already mentioned. What is the question? That write a JavaScript function that accepts string as an input and returns the length of the longest word in that string. Okay, so we have to do this. So now let's come here and we will have to break down this question. Okay, so what is here? That we have to write a JavaScript function. So we will take this and we will put it over here. After that, what is the important part? That it is going to accept string as an input, right? So that also we will put it over here. After that, what is the important line? That it is going to return the length of the longest word, right? So this is what it is. So we will put it here, that as well, correct? Now this is the most important three lines which are there in our question. Okay, that we have to write a JavaScript function. Second, it is going to accept string as an input. And third, it is going to return the length of the longest word, right? Now what we will do here is we are going to define the function name. Now since it is going to return the length of the longest word, we will define our function name as a longest word itself. Okay, so this will be our function name with a parenthesis. Okay, now in the next line, what it is written? That it is going to accept string as an input, right? So we'll come here and we will write here a sample string. Suppose let us assume our sample string is what? Hello JavaScript. Okay, so this will be our sample string. Okay, after that, what is written in the line number 5? That it should return the length of the longest word, right? So if we have taken here, what is our sample string? Suppose this is our sample string. Okay, in this particular string, it should return the length of the longest word. So this is the first word and this is a second word, right? In this, by visualizing itself, we can say this is the longest word, but it should return the length. So suppose let us see what is the length of the hello. So we will come here and I will write here what? Hello, and we'll just write here dot length and it will give us the length, right? So this is 5. Similarly, we will come here and we will write here what? Inside this, we will write here what? JavaScript, and let us see what we get here as a length. We get here as a 10. So that is what? So the 10 should be the output of this particular string. If we are passing this string, we will get 10 as our length. Okay, because that is the longest word. So how we are going to do this? We have to find out this 10 with respect to this particular string. If it would be another string, then it would give with relevant to that, right? So now we will come here and we will understand the approach. So I'll just write here the approach and we are going to use a split method. Split with a space we are going to do. Why? Because we need to split it out after a space, because it is said you need to find out the length of the longest word. So we need to first get the words, right? So how can we get the word? We will have to split it with a space. Now what does the split method do? It returns an array, right? After splitting it up. So it will split up and we will get here hello. And after that, we are going to get here what? JavaScript. So I'll just write it down here as well. So we'll get here JavaScript. So this is what will be our new array, correct? After splitting it up. Now, after this, on this, what we are going to use? Now we have to find out the length of this individual element, right? So what we will use? We will use a map method. How does a map method is written? We have to write our array and on that, we have to write our map method. Now, this map method takes what? It takes function, right? So we will write here arrow function. In this, it takes element as a parameter. You can define anything. I am writing here element because our map method works on each and every element of an array. And we want to find out the length, right? So I can just get here like this, right? So this is our element. This is our element. And if I do dot length, it will return the length. So this is what we are going to use here. So I will come here and I will write here what? Element dot length. And this will return me the length of that particular word. So this is what we get it. So after this, what we will get here now? We will get what? 5 comma 10 we will get it, and that too in an array because it works on an array and it returns also an array. Okay, so this is what we are going to get. Now in the previous videos we have understood how to use a math methods, right? Now we want to find out the longest word, correct? So since we want to find out the longest word, what we will do here is we are going to use a math.max method. And since this is an array, so we will have to pass it with a spread operator, right? So here we have to use our math method. With which one math method we are going to use? We will be using math.max, right? In this, we are going to pass our array, but with a spread operator, right? Like this, we are going to pass it. So we will be passing it, and this will return what? Maximum, right? So it will give me 10. So this is what is the approach. So in math.max, we have to use our spread operator as well, because at the end of the day, we are getting what? An array, right? After this, we will be getting array. So now this is our final approach. We are going to use it. And also I'll tell you in the previous videos, like from 1 to 26, I would say, I have explained many times the split method, the map method, and the math.max methods as well. So I request everyone to please revisit those videos. Okay, now let us come back here once again. And now what we will do, we will write our function. Okay, so we will write here function, and what we will write? Longest word, right? So let us come here and let us just write it here, and let us quickly invoke it. So we'll come here and I will invoke it with the longest word, right? And we will pass the same string which we have considered in the beginning. So I'll write it here that as well, correct? Now let us come here and let us write here what? str. And we will just quickly console it and we will test it in our terminal as well, okay? So we'll come here and we will write here what? Node, and today's challenge is day 27, right? So we'll write here node day 27 and we will run this. I get what? Hello JavaScript. That means this function is what? It is successfully running, right? So we are able to get this, right? Now what is the next thing we will do? Now we will start using this one after the another, okay? Now let us split them up, okay? So we will come here and what we will do? We will declare one variable str split, okay? And in this we are going to split it. So str dot split, I will use it, and that too I will have to use it with a space, okay? So I'll come here and I'll do it. Now let us console this. So console.log str split, okay? And we will once again test it, okay? Now if we see here, we get it an array, right? Hello and JavaScript. It has splitted after a space. So with this is the similar output which we have got here. Hello JavaScript. It is the exactly the same, I would say, right? So that is what we have done. Now what we will do, what is the next thing we discussed before? That on this, after that, we are going to use our map method because we need what? Length, right? So we will come here and I will write here what? Const or let, okay? So let, we will write here words length, okay? Because this is the length it is going to give. So I will declare a variable as a words length, okay? And then we will use here what? This is our array. On this, we will use a map method and it will take a function, right? So we will write here inside the function element, correct? And this element will come here and we will write our arrow function element dot length, we will write, correct? So this will return what? Length of that. Let us just console it and recheck it one more time. So I will write here what? Words length, correct? Let us come here and rerun this. We get it here what? 5 and 10. So again, this is exactly the same what we have done it before, right? 5 and 10, we are able to get it over here. Now, since we have got this as an array, now what we will do? We can come here and we can again declare one more variable, or we can directly do the console.log. It is up to us. Let us declare a variable, no problem. So we will come here and once again, let us write here what? Let max word, okay? Or longest word, but already longest word we have defined as a function. So I'll write here what? Let max word, okay? And this, in this we will write here what? Math.max. And with a 3 dots, we are going to pass that array. What is the array? That is nothing but words length, right? And then we will console it and we will check once again. So we get here what? Max word. And let us see in the terminal, what do we get it? So I'll just clear the terminal and we will come here and we will run it and we get what? 10, right? So first we split it, we are getting that, then we find out the length of that particular words, correct? That also we are getting, and then we have used our math.max with a spread operator, which is giving the maximum or the highest or the longest, I would say. We are getting it with respect to this, correct? So this was our first test case which we have done. We can pass another test case also. Let us copy this line itself and we will do it in this. Okay, so we'll come here and we will write here what? Longest word, and in this, in the double quotes, let us write this. Okay, so we have written this. How many words we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So we will come here and let us test it one more time. So if we see here, what do we get? We get JavaScript function that accepts string as an input. So completely we have got, and it is again JavaScript is highest because it has 10 inner length, right? So that is why the output is again the 10. If we remove this JavaScript, okay, as of now, okay, let us come here and retest it without JavaScript, okay. Let us clear it and rerun it. We will get what? 8, okay, because function, we can see itself, the function has a higher number of letters, right? So that is why we are getting 8 here. Okay, so we will come here and remaining console.log, that we will remove it up. So this also we will remove, this also we will remove. We just want the max word, right? So that is what we will keep it. And we will just write here length of the longest word in that string is, and we will come here and we'll just write it here in the console.log statement. So let us improvise this and we will write it here with a colon. Okay, and just let us once again rerun this. Node 27 we get here as 10 and we get here as 8, and this also we are getting it properly. Length of a longest word in that string is 10. Length of a longest word in that string is 8, correct? So we have successfully done this, right? So let us come once again and let us recap this one more time. So what we have understood, that if we want to find the length of a longest word, then what is the approach we are going to follow? We have to first split them out. Then we will use a map method so that we can get the length of that particular word. Because what is a map method? It works on each and every element of that particular array, right? After that, we used our math method, that is math.max, and with a spread operator, because math.max only accept the numbers. It cannot accept. So what is spread operator doing? It is spreading out the elements of that particular array, right? That is what this 3 lines is written clearly. Correct. Now that is where in the 13th line, we have defined our function as a longest word. And then we are accepting a string as a parameter, right? And then we have splitted here successfully with a space, correct? Then we have written here what? Console.log, and we have written here str split. So we have written here function longest word where it is accepting str as a string, correct? And then in the line number 15, we are splitting it out with a space where it was giving us an array, right, of those words. After that, what we have done, we have used a map method. In that, we have found out the length of each word, right? And that each word here is representing as an element, okay? And then we have console that as well to test it out. After that, what we did, the same thing, that is a math.max to get the maximum value out of it. But since it was an array, we used our spread operator so that it spread it out and we get the highest value from it, right? And that is where we have console.log done to print that particular thing, correct? And in the line number 24 and 25, what we have done, we have just invoked our function 2 times. First, it was giving us an output 10. Another time it was giving us an output 8, correct? That's all for the today's challenge, guys. I hope you all have learned how to find the length of the longest word in a string using a JavaScript powerful methods. So remember to try this out with a different string to get a solid grip on the string manipulation. I hope this challenge was helpful and useful. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you never miss an update. So keep coding, keep learning, and I'll see you all up in the tomorrow's challenge. Thank you everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.